Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center. As you can see by the title, man, we're going to be taking another look at that 2025 recruiting class coming out of the state of Louisiana. And so far, I would say, man, I'm pretty impressed with a lot of the guys that I've covered so far. This guy right here, Jacob Washington, he's a receiver that played at Archbishop Shaw. He's 6'3", 180 pounds. He probably can be a little bit more heavier than that. Obviously, I don't know how often that 24/7 Sports updates that stuff, but he possibly could be a little heavy. And I will say that, man, he's by far probably one of the best. And I wouldn't even say the best. I would say in terms of what I've seen route running, he's probably the one I've seen the most of. A lot of the other guys I was covering, a lot of their passes was down the field, explosive plays more so, and you couldn't really see the route running ability to see how good they were. But with him, just like on this play right here, his route running is one of the main things that's pretty that stands out to you. And I would say too, it's like I would consider him in a sense. He has deep threat ability. Obviously, when watching his tape, you see that he makes plays down the field, like as so with that one right there. But I would say that a lot of them are more so kind of possession catches, meaning that he probably doesn't have a lot of opportunities with yards after the catch, because normally when he catches the ball, he's probably being tackled. But we have seen some plays that he was able to take the ball down the field, for a deep 30-some yard gain or a 40-some yard gain, or something like that right there. So 24 Sports has him ranked as a 3-star recruit based off his size. I'm surprised they actually had him a 3-star opposed to a 4-star with an 89 player rating. He had 18 college offers. He's committed to Michigan, by the way, too, if I hadn't said that already. But he also had offers from the likes of Baylor, Missouri, Georgia Tech, Arkansas State, Boston College, Colorado State, Duke, Houston, Louisiana Tech, Louisiana Monroe, Miami, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Penn State, Toledo, UCF, Florida State. His high school athletic background, he also plays basketball and runs track and attended New Orleans Jesuit prior to his junior season. Now, that's something I did not know right there. I didn't know that he actually went to Jesuit first. I don't know why he let him go, but I mean, hey, he also ran track and field. He posted an 11.28 100 meter and a 23.20 200 as a junior. Per mile split as a sophomore, posted an 11.53 100 and a 23.44 200 and a 18-6.75 long jump in spring 2023. So now, like I say, normally, whenever I'm doing these videos, like normally Gabe Brooks will have a scout report for a lot of the guys, and I think he kind of probably do it more so for guys that are bigger recruits. Maybe I think like the higher levels, the ones that was like the number 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 1 through maybe 6 or 7. I think that he was doing evaluations for. But reading his evaluations also have made me better evaluations. So shout out to Gabe Brooks. But obviously we're gonna switch over to the topic, which is Rob's evaluation. That is my evaluation I put of him. I said first, also something I started doing too, like I did last video. So I have like in my mind a thing where I looked at traits that makes a good wide receiver, because I always like to look at what make like the why, and why is this person so good, what makes these people so great, when we're watching players or whatever. And I always read, and now I'm gonna start reading off of my takes and kind of just based off what I take and what I seen from him. So for what makes a good wide receiver has a combination of speed, agility, and ball skills, which he possesses all 3 of those. They also need to be able to adjust to different situations, such as catching the ball in a crowd or making quick cuts. I will also add on there too, and I put in my evaluation, so I'm gonna say it now, and I'm gonna say it again in my evaluation. But I think just being able to play off of script too. Normally, obviously, when you come out to the line of scrimmage, you already have a play lined up that y'all are going to be running, right? Sometimes you got to take things into consideration that initially the defense might just be in a good coverage to stop that. And if you have a quarterback, if you have a pass rush that can't get to the quarterback in time, you can extend the play. And if you have a quarterback who can use his legs to extend plays, you get opportunities if you are able to be aware and be able to reroute yourself. And I will say something else I think that I seen potential with him in is being able to kind of identify zones and sit down in those soft spaces, whether it's slant routes and things like that, to make a play, give his quarterback, a clean pocket to throw to, like kind of similar to that one right there. Ball skills, they need to be able to catch the ball in the crowd, limit drops, and have a large catch radius. They need to be able to catch jump balls, post, shallow, slant, or hitch. Route running, they need to have a sense of space and direction, which, like I said, I believe he does have that. They need to be able to set up defenders, which I believe he can do that as well. And they need to have fluid footwork. Other qualities, they need to be able to avoid obstacles and move their body in space. And that was kind of like what I was saying, being able to identify zones and sit down in them. They need to have upper body flexibility, and they need to have explosiveness and jumping ability. And you see all of that. And obviously, he played basketball, so you know he does have the jumping ability. So now we're going to get into Rob's evaluation. So I put Jacob Washington as a 6'3", 180-pound wide receiver who competes in the select 4A Division II division. Now, you know me. I always say when it comes to this, and I'm not trying to spike or slight any other guys, but I'm just saying, like, when we look at things and we say, okay, we got guys that's dominating, sometimes we have to look at the level of competition. And that's not to take away from those individuals, but we kind of just got to look at the level of competition and realize that going to the next level, the competition is going to be much difficult. So if you're used to competing against guys that you're just that much better than, it kind of diminishes the work ethic. It diminishes, the extra effort, because it's so easy to you. And a lot of times I believe that's what hurt a lot of athletes going over to the next level. He has explosive playability, being able to catch and run for 20-yard plus gains, as well as giving an offense deep threat, making a deep threat, making defenses have to key in on him and creating opportunities for other players. He is a very good route runner that uses his speed to create great amounts of separation from defenders, to where he's sometimes like he's running routes on there. And I mean, like I say, man, obviously you seeing it on tape too. He was able to separate on some of these routes, man. I'm talking about, like you say, it was just why he was wide open. I mean, it was just almost like throwing, like he was really running routes on air. He can hurt you deep, but also in the short and intermediate routes as well, which can help when you get into the red area, being that you're now no longer have a lot of field to work with. And you seen one of his touchdowns did kind of come in the red area, just being able to run those fade routes, those slant routes. And, because like I say, when you're in the red area, you don't have that much room to work with. So you got to be able to kind of operate in a more confined space. With his 6'3" frame, he is willing to run slants and crossing routes where he may eventually have to take a hit. There was a play that stood out to me where initially the defense was playing great coverage and initially no one was open. He showed ability to play off script, reroute himself, and make a play. And that's what I had spoke about when I was going through what makes a good receiver. And he did that for another play as well. He has good hands. He catches with his hands opposed to body, which prevents defenders from getting past breakups. Now there's always going to be times and places for things. And it's going to be times where sometimes you got to kind of catch with your body. But for the most part, as a receiver, you want to catch with your hands. And like I say, the main thing is it's more sure, because you don't have to worry about the ball bouncing off of your shoulder pads. But then let's just say, for instance, if you're running a slant or if you're running a hitch and the corner is playing off, and once the quarterback throws the ball, he driving downhill. And if you catch it with your body, it allows him to be able to drive downhill to possibly get a pass breakup. Whereas if you catch it with your hands, it don't really give him that leverage to be able to, knock the ball loose from you. So I think that's always something that's great. A guy that you can look at in the NFL that to me was one of the best I seen at it was Odell Beckham. He had 2 blocks that led to touchdowns, showcasing he can affect the game without the ball in his hands. And, I always talk to you guys about versatility, because versatility is very important. And whenever scouts are watching film, they're not just watching your catches. They're watching what you do off the ball. So they're watching to see that, okay, if he's not getting the ball, is he still running routes to make a defense stay on their toes? They're looking at, okay, if they're running the ball, is he jogging off the line of scrimmage, not wanting to block, or is he running off the line of scrimmage, coming to block and create opportunities for the running back? And those are things that, I feel like younger receivers need to kind of key in and improve, especially if you're trying to go to the next level, and especially if you're trying to go to a level above that, which is professional football. But like I said, overall, man, I like him. He's a good wide receiver. I was going to say, why did LSU let him get away? But I mean, LSU does have a pretty stacked recruiting class coming in with wide receiver, man. But he's another one, too, that you kind of do just be like, man, I wish that, we kind of could have jumped on that. But, man, as if it's video, man, if it's anything that I missed on, man, let me know in the comments. If it's something that you agree with or disagree with, let me know in the comments. Like I always say, man, I'll be looking forward to interacting with you guys. If you enjoyed this video specifically, man, do me a big favor. Smash that thumbs up button. But if you enjoyed this video, as well as other videos, whether it be football related, basketball related, or boxing related, then you're on the right channel, man. Click that subscribe button. When you click that subscribe button, well, now you don't have to no more, because when you click the subscribe button, the notification bell automatically clicks. So you will be update whenever I'm dropping videos, man, because I'm trying to get more consistent with these videos coming back to back, day to day. And I'll see y'all in this video, man. Peace.